Welcome to r/leopardsatemyface, where the regime keeps getting crazier. Sell phony plan. 600,000 suckers pre-ordered Trump mobile phones, which were supposed to be made in the US and delivered in September. Well, guess what? They aren't made in the US, nobody has their phones yet, and the company keeps giving different answers to people to why that is the case. Well, I think there's only one true answer. It's a Trump company. It's a scam. I don't know why people thought that the scammer guy wouldn't scam them this time. Penguin Zero, also known as Moist Critical, also known as Charlie, did a video about this the other day. He called, used a fake email, name and phone number, and they apparently found his account. They told him that the delay was due to the government shutdown. That's certainly a excuse of all time, but I don't think a government shutdown affects a private business's ongoings, but alright. The government shutdown happened in the fall, and that somehow delayed the delivery in the summer? Well, yeah, because the liberals actually sabotaged the Trump phones, surely, yeah. What would the government shutdown have to do with a private company and its manufacturing process? And I'm sure that the rubes somehow bought that excuse. Well, yeah, because the only people buying the Trump phones are MAGA cultists, and of course they're just gonna lap up any excuse that they'll come up with. Those demon-crats, Trump Christ will save us from all the fiery damnation of the liberal elite. But he can't save you from not getting scammed by one of his own companies, I guess. I voted for a con man and got played. Definitely not your fault, Mr. MAGA cultist. You know, you did what everyone else did and ignored the facts right in your face to vote for some bigoted POS because you're probably fundamentally bigoted as well. But that's definitely not your fault. I voted for Trump. I voted for cheaper energy, not an electric bill that almost doubled. Maybe you shouldn't have voted for the fossil fuels party. And you know, maybe supported politicians that are like pro-nuclear and renewable energy that actually does make electric cheaper. But hey, poisoning your planet for a not cheaper electric bill surely does end the libs, right? I voted for deportation, not an armed militia with masks patrolling the streets. You voted for mass deportation from the party of racists, with them saying that yes, they wanted ICE to patrol the streets, and ended up kidnapping people without due process. You voted for the fascist party, you know, with half your country warning you that they are, and are surprised when you get exactly what they advertised. I voted for no new wars, not the bombs in Iran and regime change in Venezuela. I voted for America first, not Israel. I'm so tired of the word domestic terrorist being used to describe Americans. Well, yeah, that's what happens when you vote for the party of propaganda and the party that's labelled their opposition exactly the same thing. You somehow expected them to stop being that exactly when you voted for them? I don't exactly know what you're talking about. I voted for the release of the Epstein documents, not more cover-up. So why did you vote for Epstein's best buddy? Would I still pick Trump over Biden? Probably. But it's okay to admit that we got played. So you say you got played but would still vote for the person that played you? So you're willing for all of this to happen again just because you're either too bigoted or stupid to not vote for Trump. And also it wasn't a choice between Trump and Biden, it was a choice between Trump and Kamala Harris. Can we please get a Thomas Massey type person for president? Yes, I know eggs and gas are cheaper. I wish I was tired of winning. Would I still pick Trump over Biden? Probably. Yep, that says it all right there. Well, was Biden on the ballot? Nope, but didn't stop people from asking where he was on election day. I don't know how some people can be simply so uninformed. You can lead the horse to water, but you can't make him drink, but on a national scale. We all have tiny portable computers in our pockets that give us access to nearly any information we want at the push of a button. Key phrase being, that we want. So it's not that they can't be informed, but rather they don't want to be. And that's what's truly dangerous. Hey chat, if you guys want to see more of this gay guy reading stuff, you should totally like, subscribe and share. And also press that weird hype button, because it helps a lot. Anyways, thanks for watching, and back to the video. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States. Trump is caught on camera mouthing, "Fuck you," and flipping off a Ford plant worker after being shouted at, "Pedophile protector." This is who he is when the cameras catch him off script. Petty, unhinged, and completely unfair. Well, it's not very presidential, is it? This is the behaviour you'd probably see from a angsty teen, not really a, 70, 80-year-old man? But hey, I mean, he is a multi-billionaire nepo baby who's basically failed upwards his entire life. I mean, if any other president decided to flip off a random member of the public for being heckled at, I'm sure it'd be plastered all over the right-wing propaganda networks in an instant, and you'd never hear the fucking end of it. Damn. ICE grabbed a 17-year-old Target worker at his job. Despite him saying that he's a US citizen, after confirming he was, they dumped him in a Walmart parking lot 8 minutes away. Bystanders found him sobbing and bleeding, saying that they slammed him on the ground. Yet again, another example of ICE not being, an actual law enforcement agency or, something that's actually meant to be doing some good. No, they're essentially just an armed paramilitary that just runs around terrorizing citizens, racially profiling people, detaining people without due process, and even deporting them out of the country, again, without due process. You know it's fucked when your government labels a scared, confused soccer mum as a domestic terrorist. Well, it's just propaganda to try and justify the murder of a US citizen. And the fact that there's not been an arrest because of it is just proving even more the absolute lunacy and lack of accountability of the Trump regime. They would rather defend a member of their paramilitary brute organization than hold them accountable and, try and get justice for the murder of an American citizen. The propaganda machine is working overtime, with the government and media in near total cooperation. This is fascism. There's no other way to describe it. It can't merely be defeated, it needs to be dismantled. They gotta write the narrative somehow. If they didn't, idiots would find out the truth and throw a fit. How the fuck can there be different narratives of something that is literally on video from multiple angles? I'm not sure I've ever seen a clearer morality test in my life to determine if someone is a piece of shit or not. Either you're cool with fascist thugs murdering civilians in broad daylight, or you aren't. There is no moral grey area here. Every second the murderer is not arrested is another second for the feds to just hide him in a place that would create a jurisdictional fine. He's on video killing a person. Breaking news, right-wing protester calls for violence while standing next to ICE. "We executed one of you yesterday." And there it is. Let this be a reminder that the supporters of the Trump regime aren't just idiots that fell for bullshit. There are also a very large group of bad actors who actually recognize that yes, Trump is a piece of shit, but they want it. They want fascism for whatever reason. Make no mistake, the MAGA cult are absolutely okay with killing radical leftists. And if you aren't willing to wear the red hat, that's what you are. I need to do some reading into the resistance movement against Hitler, because I have no idea what to do next. My Republican turned anti-Trump husband has been polishing his guns and bought a leg holster. He's a non-violent person preparing for what he sees as an inevitable civil war. An American civil war would be one of the bloodiest conflicts in modern history. However, MAGA is foaming at the mouth for it because they believe it'll be no fine. "Trump, I really love your leadership, but we really need help with land taxes and mortgages and rent. That is why we can't afford to live. Love heart face emoji? That's certainly an emoji to match the fact you can't afford to live, but alright. And will I have social security when I retire? If not, why are they still taking it out of my check? Replying to Donald Trump because he's definitely going to personally read your reply and answer it and cater the US's entire policy directly to you.